I wonder what Christmas telly treats we have in store this year. I've got, of course, the Radio Times. I buy it every year. I don't buy it at any other time apart from Christmas, even though I know that there'll be very little inside this book or thick magazine that I'll ever want to watch. It's just a tradition, like putting up a stocking for Santa or whatever. I have to buy the Christmas Radio Times, and this year, 2023, it costs £5.50. So have a quick look. Christmas Day, peak viewing time. What are we going to be able to look forward to? Let's have a look. Christmas Eve. Here we go, Christmas Day. Look, Christmas Day. Let's have a look then. What are we going to look forward to? We'll just do peak viewing time. So, well, from the King's speech at 3 p.m, 3 p.m. to 3:10, the King's Christmas broadcast, His Majesty's annual address to the nation and the Commonwealth. I have to say I won't be watching it. I didn't watch it last year. I didn't watch the Queen. So that's a thumbs down from me. Then we have Toy Story 4. Now, I've seen Toy Story 1 to 3. I did watch them, but I'll be avoiding Toy Story 4 because I've seen things about Tom Hanks that don't really make me want to watch Toy Story 4. And then at 4:40, we've got Strictly Come Dancing. Well, did you see it, folks? I got the winner I wanted. Yes, Vito won. Bless him. He's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And I was willing Vito to win since I first saw him with that lady he was dancing with. I don't know her name. I never actually watched her dancing. She did win, and I'm sure she's very good. But every time they were dancing, old Vito and Ellie, is it? My eyes are only for Vito. So I must watch the dances back again and see how Ellie did. I've no idea. But she won, and I'm pleased about that result. I knew Leighton and whatever his name was, Igor, is it? I knew they wouldn't win. Now Leighton, fantastic dancer, brilliant. You know, I could never do what he does or did or whatever. But I knew he wouldn't win. There would be rioting on the streets of Surrey if Leighton had won, purely for the fact, and it's nothing to do with his sexuality or the colour of his skin. I'm sure they tried to make it out that it was. It was most people don't want to see someone who's got professional dancing experience doing Strictly Come Dancing, and he's had plenty. The first time I experienced Leighton was in a comedy series called Beautiful People. It might be on iPlayer as we speak. He was quite a young boy then, very camp, but he was prancing about, dancing around even at that age, and he could get his leg up very high at a very young age. So he's had plenty of time to, you know, become flexible and do all the moves. And he was in Billy Elliot. And that, for me, is not what Strictly is about. It should be about complete novice dancers who've never done it. And it's their, hate the word, journey from becoming a complete novice to someone who can actually trip the light fantastic. So anyway, for me, that was the best result. I had a bit of, I don't know what, we had friends over last weekend and actually stopped the night, so there was a frantic rushing round of tidying and cleaning and washing windows and floors. So we went to a place called Hebden Bridge and had lunch. I can't name the place, I can't remember, and had a bit of a walk around Hebden Bridge. Came back, you know, bit of a drink, chat, and then we were due to go out into town to a pizza place. I came over all queer, and it's not because I wanted to see the Strictly final. Pardon. I did want to see it, but I knew I could see it on catch-up. I wasn't bothered. And I was going to go along. But I suddenly started feeling ill. I got stomachache. About half an hour after we got back, got stomachache. And then I felt a bit, you know, gippy, like I was going to be sick. I got a bit of a temperature. I was sweating. I went upstairs. I lied down for a bit. Then I felt I was going to be sick, so I rushed to my toilet and wasn't actually sick, but I did do, you're not eating, are you? No? I did do a little bit of diarrhea out of my bottom a couple of times, and I felt pretty rotten, and I fell back to sleep again. So I said I don't think I'll be coming. Didn't want to eat anything. Certainly didn't want to go out to a restaurant. So I dropped off and woke up about 7:20 to find they'd gone, and Strictly had already started. So I started it again and watched a bit of it and fast forwarded it a lot, so I didn't sit through the whole thing. But yeah, I was feeling pretty rough, but by the next day I was fine. It was just a really, I don't know what it was. I can't think it was food poisoning from where I'd been. It can't happen that quickly, surely. But I certainly wouldn't want to eat in that restaurant again. Anyway, so Strictly is doing their Christmas show at 4:40. Doctor Who at 5:55 with a new gay doctor. I won't be watching that. I stopped watching Doctor Who after David Tennant left. I quite liked that period when it came back with old Christopher Eccleston and then, you know, David Tennant and all that. And I didn't watch the 60th anniversary. I just read things about it. I saw snippets and thought, nah, it's not for me. I'm not watching that woke rubbish. So I didn't watch it. And I certainly won't be watching any of the new. I said I stopped watching probably in the Matt Smith era. I watched a couple of his. Didn't like the cut of his jib and didn't bother with it from then on. And I won't ever watch it. Unless perhaps Miranda Hart is in it and she plays the Doctor. That would be funny. Just make it like Miranda, the sitcom, but Doctor Who is Miranda. I can just see her in a big long scarf, can't you? Falling over the Daleks, you know, looking at the camera. I still like a bit of Miranda. I mean, I'm not proud. I watch a bit of Miranda. So after Doctor Who at 6:50 we have Michael McIntyre's Christmas Wheel. I'm not a fan of him, so I won't be watching that either. And then after Michael McIntyre with Rylan, Peter Crouch and Nicole Scherzinger, after that's been on, there's Ghosts, and I've never really got into Ghosts. That sitcom about ghosts. I saw a couple of them. Didn't really float my boat. Wasn't my bag. Not my cup of chamomile. But at 7:45 to 8:15, there's a Ghost, a Christmas gift special. Then Call the Midwife at 8:15. I don't watch that, but my mum does. So I expect to keep my mum company on Christmas Day. I'll be sat in the living room watching that while my partner is in the kitchen watching whatever else, or just looking at his phone, which he constantly does. So after Call the Midwife, we have EastEnders. I haven't watched that for a long time, many years. I've stopped watching that rubbish. And then at 10:45, when most people will be in bed, Mrs. Brown's Boys, Mammy's Mare. Agnes wants a peaceful Christmas. So do we, so I won't be watching that. More on New Year's Day. They've just had a series of that. I watched a few. I didn't crack a smile. I have to say, I enjoyed it. I'm not one of these snobby people that, oh no, that's rubbish. I did enjoy it at first. I found it hilarious. But it's, you know, it's gone on for far too long. And I don't enjoy it anymore. I might catch up on it and watch it at some point. I'll give it a go. But I don't think I'll enjoy it. Then there's the news at 11:15, then On Christmas Night with Frank Skinner, and then a repeat of a festive edition of Vicar of Dibley from 2004. So that's BBC One. There's something I do want to watch or record on BBC Two. They're doing a sort of royal family theme night. They often do these theme nights on the Beeb at Christmas. And on BBC Two on Christmas Day, it's a royal family. So we've got at 9 p.m. Ricky Tomlinson, that's Jim! Ricky Tomlinson remembers the royal family from 9 to 9:15, so he obviously didn't remember much. And at 9:15 we've got the royal family at Christmas. Seriously, the royals have a surprise guest in the festive edition from 2000. I think that's the one with Roger and Valerie. You know, Valerie, she wanted a Dyson for Christmas, where she got breast implants and a Dyson. And then she wanted liposuction, but her husband bought her a Dyson and breast implants. So I love that. If that is the episode, that's certainly thumbs up from me. Then we've got an episode of Mrs. Merton's show, which is the first episode with, it's got Debbie McGee, featuring the most classic line from Mrs. Merton. Mrs. Merton asks Debbie McGee, "Now, Debbie, what first attracted you to the millionaire Paul Daniels?" Classic line. That's the line that most people remember from Mrs. Merton's show. And then we have a documentary, which I'll certainly be recording, Caroline Aherne, Queen of Comedy. And it's 1 hour, 10 minutes of celebrating Caroline Ahern's life. Fortunately, she died. When was it? I think it was 2000 and something. I'm not sure. Doesn't say here. but she sadly died far too young, just like Vicky Wood died far too young. After Caroline Aherne, Queen of Comedy, we have a Christmas episode of The Fast Show, which I do enjoy. And then there's a Monty Python film at 12:20 AM, and now for something completely different. Quick look at ITV at 7 PM, Coronation Street. I haven't watched that. I can't remember when I've stopped watching that. A long time ago. Stopped watching that. Then we've got the Masked Singer Christmas special with Joel Dommett. I can't watch Joel Dommett because I've seen everything I need to see about him. I've seen him on the internet pleasuring himself to completion, if you know what I mean. No holds barred. You saw everything. I mean, I must say he was quite nice down there, and quite a bit of a display he put on at the end. But every time I see him, I think, why is he on primetime television? If I ever was on, I never will be, but if I was ever asked to go onto some show and he was presenting it, I'd say to him, keep your hands where I can see them, Joel. You pervert. I mean, I'm no prude. I mean, people do that sort of thing, but there's no need to put your webcam on and do it on the internet. So if you want to find that, I'm sure you can find that on the interweb if you want to be amused by that. Well, it's the funniest thing he's ever done. Then at 9 we have the 1% Club Christmas special with Lee Mack. Not a fan. Then we have Barry Humphries, The Last Laugh. I did like Dame Edna. That's on at 10 to 11. A tribute to the veteran Australian comedian behind Dame Edna Everage, who died in April. We'll have all those. We'll have the thing, won't we? The news always puts on a thing, don't they? Who died this year? And you think, crikey, I thought they died years ago. Or, oh, I didn't know they had died. Then we've got a repeat of the King speaking down to his subjects after the news. And then a film, Pitch Perfect 2, a musical comedy. Won't be watching that rubbish. Channel 5, I think, and sometimes BBC 4 are quite good for some Christmas stuff. And I'm going to be highlighting, well, what I'm doing, I'm not writing in this. I keep this as a souvenir. I've ordered for my last Ocado delivery of the year. I think I'm getting it, I don't know, about the 20th or 21st of December. I've added a cheap listing magazine for £1.60. This was £5.50. So in the cheap one, I'll do the old highlighter, but not in this one. Because there are a few things I want to get, and most of them are old programmes or nostalgic shows. So BBC 4 I often miss stuff on BBC 4 because I don't get the radio times, or and it's hard, I don't watch telly as it happens, so I miss a load of stuff. So at least at Christmas. So where's the channel? Channel 5 is quite good and I often miss them when they're on. They do lots of good programmes about classic comedies, and going behind the scenes and talking to the cast who are still alive. They recently did a Keeping Up Appearances. They've done Are You Being Served? They've done Heidi High. What was the last one that was on? Oh, they did a Carry On, all about the Carry On films. So they're very good at doing that. I must say, Channel 5, I like them for that. But we've got Boxing Day. I don't think in America you have what we call Boxing Day. Still don't know why it's called Boxing Day. I don't know if they did boxing or it's something to do with boxes of presents. Look it up. I can't be bothered. But yes, I think there's some nice things on. There was something on Channel 5. Where was it? They were doing like a 70s themed night one day over Christmas on Channel 5, which I certainly will be setting my video recorder for, if I can find it. Harry Styles, The Story of My Life on Channel 5. I won't be watching that. Oh yes, they do The World's Strongest Man. I don't know why they do that at Christmas, but that always seems to be on at Christmas on Channel 5. But yes, there's often quite a lot of nostalgic stuff on TV, but it's mainly sort of hidden away on these little channels and you miss them. Oh, here we go. On Thursday, whatever day that is, 28th, Thursday the 28th of December, I think it is, on Channel 5, yes, after The World's Strongest Man at 7, at 8 PM, and I don't think it's a repeat. Oh, it is. Oh, no, it's repeated on Saturday, but it isn't a repeat. At 8 PM till 9, Britain's favourite 70s sitcoms. celebrating the funniest shows of the decade, from Some Mothers Do Have Them and The Good Life to Fawlty Towers and Last of the Summer Wine. Not a fan of Last of the Summer Wine, but all the others, yes. Then at 9 till 10, the 1970s dinner party. The makers of the 1970s supermarket take another trip back in time to the golden age of the dinner party. Debbie McGee plays host, while Rusty Lee rustles up retro recipes for guests Johnny Ball, Cheryl Baker, Vicky Michelle and Lee John. I don't know who Lee John is. I've heard of the others. And then at 10, when 70s TV goes horribly wrong, exploring less than perfect moments from the decade's biggest shows. And then there's an Only Fools and Horses, Secrets and Scandals repeat after that. So I'll certainly be recording all of those on Channel 5. And there's some other sort of retro. I haven't looked properly, I've flicked through. But when I get my cheap listing magazine, I'll be going through with a fine-tooth comb with my highlighter pen and setting up my DVD recorder Dewberry. And on the back here we have an advert for The Crown. I've finished watching all those. I've cancelled my Netflix now. I just had it to finish watching The Crown. Completely made up, most of it, apart from the things that were in public knowledge. You know, they showed some of that. But a lot of it, obviously, the conversations between members of the royal family, completely made up, because I don't think they were bugging the royal family. In my opinion, take it if you want to, I think if people saw the real royal family, we wouldn't have a monarchy. Because I don't think... It actually makes the Queen and other members of the royal family look like human beings with human emotions. It doesn't sit well with me, because I don't think they have. Sorry if you like the royals, it's up to you. I personally am not a fan. Anyway, I was going to do another sort of baking segment in this video, but I spent far too much time talking about some Christmas telly. So I'll just finish this little Christmassy video, because I haven't shown you the tree and my other decorations properly this year. Oh, you haven't seen... Look at my jumper. This is my new Christmas jumper. This is from website Jim'll Paint It. Some of you might know of his work. He does these sort of surreal paintings using Microsoft, some Microsoft program or something. People request, they want to see these odd things, you know, celebrities doing odd things. So they do a Christmas jumper, and I ordered this a long time ago, early this year. It was supposed to be delivered sort of November, but I think it arrived July. So this is so retro. Look at this. Can you see? It's a page from CFAX. Some of you will know what CFAX, teletext, CFAX and Oracle. So we have, I think it's a Santa. It's hard for me to see what I'm showing you. I'm not really sure what that is. What is that? And on the back we've got some hits. I don't know if it's 1984. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it, folks? You'll have to read that. I'm not sure. Oh, I've got a little bit of thinning hair at the back, you know. Don't look at that. Ooh, ecky thump. Gonna have to do a silly jig. So yeah, this is my Christmas jumper. I've got rid of most of my Christmas jumpers last year. I had over 20 and I've got about 5 now. So I just thought, oh, just no. So I kept a few. I'm just gonna have to stand up. Oh, do a bit of a jig. Oh, I've got Christmas socks on because I've just made a video for my other channel and they do notice the socks. Blimey, just let the blood rush back to me tootsies. So that'll do for this video. Oh no, I was going to show you my decks, wasn't I? So I'll just show you my decks, and then I will be doing another sort of Christmas assembly video. Yeah, you liked my chocolate house, which is, it's been eaten and pooed out by now, but I'm going to attempt to do a proper job of the next one. It won't be as funny, but who knows, I might be able to do it. If it goes wrong, I can guarantee it just went wrong. I'm not going to make it go wrong on purpose. Okay, let's have a look at the tree and the other little decorations. Here it is, the same old tree. This must be about 20 years old now, or maybe a bit more, because we bought this tree our first Christmas together in our old house, which was a Victorian terrace, which had higher ceilings. And we bought this from a local garden centre. And this year I was looking at a new tree, maybe one that's a little less tall. But in the end, I saw some in garden centres as well, and I thought, well, they don't look anywhere near as good as the one I've got. So I'm keeping it. It's an old friend. It comes out every year. It's more or less the same. There's one thing I didn't do, which I forgot to do. First of all, I assemble the tree, which takes forever. And I have done videos on assembling the tree in the past, so I didn't do one this year. So once the tree is up and titivated, and I've got all the branches out, then I put the lights on. And then I put the little red beads I use instead of tinsel. But I'd started putting on half the decorations, the baubles, and realised I hadn't done the old doodah. But I don't think you'd mind, would you? I mean, you can't really tell that they're missing, I don't think. So I left it. If you remember last year, these are the lights I had to buy last year. These are an antique gold finish. I think there's 2,000 or 3,000 lights in the set. I can't remember. I think it's only 2,000. That's enough. Because I'd set it all up. It was in the corner of the living room because we didn't have the sofa then. So it went in the corner, not the window bay like it is normally. And I was vacuuming around the bottom, and my SIBO grabbed hold of the cable from the lights and chewed it up beyond repair. So I had to take everything off and put the new lights on and the decorations. We've had no trouble this year, fingers crossed. It's been fine. So I've not bought. I have bought one main new thing, which I'll show you. But on the whole, it's just the same decorations. I've got my Ibasic bauble. I've got some vacuum decorations. I've got my little Scrabble Merry Christmas. These notes, which I had very similar ones to these I bought from Littlewoods, and they were on the tree at home when I lived at home. So I've got a bit of a musical theme with notes and drums, bells, French horn, and some other sort of Christmassy things. Most of these are glass, actually. There's some plastic. That's a plastic one. But most of these more delicate ones are made of glass. That's plastic. That's glass. I've got some nutcrackers, a little VW camper. We've got traditional phone box there, a VW Beetle. And these are my oldest decorations. They're glass as well. These are from Thomas Paconi, I think the company is. I think I bought these from QVC many years ago. They're quite big. And they look quite tacky in the box, but when they're on the tree, I think they look quite nice. I've got my lighted parcels down here. There's a little dachshund. These are from QVC. I think I broke one. And I was going to get some more, but they haven't got them. These are glass, different sizes. They did them in silver and gold as well. And they have a timer, so you can switch them on permanently, or if you click the timer, then they'll come on at the same time every day and stay on for, I don't know if it's 5 or 6 hours. I think I need to recharge the batteries because they've gone a bit dim. But here's a new thing, again from QVC. I bought maybe 6 weeks before I put the tree up. That's a tree skirt, and that's a hammered metal one. And that's by, what's her name? She's a bit of a sourpuss on QVC. What's her name? She's a designer with red curly hair. She was on Dragon's Den. Kelly Hoppen. Oh, Daisy's got a bit of a, I don't know if you can hear her. She's got a bit of a cough. She is getting doggy cough medicine. Kelly Hoppen, that's it. So that's a big tree skirt. It just makes it all neat. I've wanted one for a while, and it went in the sale. It was still quite expensive, but it was cheaper. They've sold out now, so I was glad to get that. So that's all I did with that. And here's my... let me turn it on for you. Hang on, because I bought 2 new elements to my doodah. Although one, just look at that a minute. One I don't switch on because it's so noisy. But I'm turning it on for you to see now in action. So that's a new item for this year. A dog on a swing, but it is really loud. And then this isn't as bad. You can't really hear it when the telly's on or if you've got music on. A little skating rink. And you get this little boy in a bench with it, and these trees and that man. This all came as one little set. These, all the figures and the trees and everything are by a company called Lemax, I think it is, Lemax, and they do all those Christmas villages and things. So that's a little, it just works on a magnet, you see. Underneath that there's some cogs and belts and things and magnets, and you just have to pop them on and they go skating away. So I bought some new figures. I broke one of my bell ringers. I don't know where the others are, so I bought a little group of choir boys, and there's a little boy offering a gift, and there's the vicar looking on, and father and son collecting wood, and they've got a little phone box there, and the boys playing snowballs, and a couple bringing their shopping home, and another couple having some hot chocolate on a bench. That's my lighted tree. So the tree, the swing, and the skating doodah, they can all work on batteries, but I bought a mains transformer that will power 3 items. So these 3 items are all plugged into one transformer. And this house, now all the houses are by an Irish company called Belleek, and I've been sort of collected them over a couple of years. You can't get them all anymore. I think you can still buy the church. I believe that's about £75, and they are lighted, mains powered. So that's the church. There's a Christmas tree. That's post office, gingerbread house, and this I think was called a townhouse. Now the townhouse was battery operated and had a different type of light. It was a whiter light, and it didn't have a timer, so I had to turn it on manually, and it was a bit awkward. So this year I bought a little LED light bulb thing with the wire and plug and a switch, and converted it from battery to mains, so they all match, you see, more or less, and it's a lot brighter. And outside the little townhouse we've got a little boy reading a book to his dog, and we've got various sort of trees. I like this tree, this is very nice, behind the church, and there's a smaller one there in front of the post office. So that's my little Christmas village, which I don't think I can add to it, and that's as full as it gets. But it's a nice little thing to have, you know, on my sideboard there, next to my lovely Christmas tree. So that'll do for this video. As I said, there is another video. I do have a new gingerbread house I saw in a garden centre near my mum's a couple of weeks ago. That was before I bought the chocolate house, I think. Because it's not going to keep till next year, I don't think the sell-by date is long enough, I'm going to have to assemble this gingerbread house. It looks a bit smaller than the one I did last year, the Lakeland one. So I've no idea what it's going to be like, but I'm hoping, fingers crossed, it does come with everything you see on the box. It comes with the icing and everything, unlike that Cadbury chocolate one, where you had to provide your own icing. But yes, that has all been eaten up. It didn't take long. As soon as I'd finished the video, I think I did manage to fit it more or less complete into a bigger box, but then I sort of had to break it up in order to eat it, and it soon went, I'm afraid. Soon ended up in my tummy and eventually down my lavatory. But anyway, next year I'm going to be working on the belly. You'll see if I don't. I'm going to get myself thin and gorgeous again, because I used to be quite thin. So please stay tuned. Coming up before Christmas, there will be me assembling another gingerbread house, and I hope I must do it this year, because I keep saying I'm going to do it every year. I want to show you what Christmas was like for me in 1990. I don't feature in it because I'm doing the filming, but you'll see my mum and dad and my eldest brother and lots of doggies that sadly are long gone, no longer with us. So until the next video, I hope you've got all your Christmas shopping done by now, got your Christmas food ready to enjoy a few days off of relaxation, stuffing your face, watching rubbish telly, playing games, whatever you like to do, or if you don't bother with any of it and you just want to sit in a dark room on your own in the corner grumbling about the state of the world. If that makes you happy, that's fine by me. Do what you want to do, as long as it's not hurting anyone else. I can't see any problem in it. But just don't worship Satan, that's all I'm asking. Please don't. It's not a good thing to do. Probably best not to do that. So until the next video, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.